what is the problem with the male models?
Everyone who is in Kenya and is so much into the pageant understand that I was demoted as the Mr. Heritage International Kenya.
The industry must be able to educate the models. This is your value.
My father was one of the greatest fashion designers in Murang'a.
Oh.
People would come from Mombasa, Nairobi to Murang'a just to be designed by him.
Not so many people understand how well or how important pageantry is. Wow, we are happy, we're excited. We can't thank God more. We're in episode 10 of season 2, Sash Style. Today, I bring you one of the greatest kings that have represented Kenya and brought us joy and glory. I've brought him to the studio. We've been doing male models because people have been complaining, is it just a women, ladies thing? So like I keep saying, I never want to introduce my guests. So today, welcome to the studio, Mr. Let the world know who you are.
Thank you so much, sir, for having me. My name is Warren Peter Mwangi, a model coach, an entrepreneur, and a student awaiting to graduate soon. Yes.
Humble guy.
Yeah.
If he came from where I come from, then I would have steward my titles. But he comes from the Murima, so it's allowed. Mr. Warren, here we discuss fashion, we discuss pageantry, we are open, we talk about what happens and what does not happen.
Yes.
Today, we have you here to just go through your journey. First and foremost, congratulations for getting our country to that level in pageantry.
Thank you.
Number 2, we just want to know who Warren is and how did you end up in pageantry?
In pageantry.
Yes.
Now, for me, my life is quite a story, and I normally say at some point when I get time in future, maybe I'm chilling in Maldives in that castle, next to the beach. I can write that story and it can be casted because it's such an interesting one. As I was growing up as a person, as a young boy back in Kirinyaga, I had this, if you have greatness in you, you can always feel that you are special. You can always feel that you're standing out, and that's a sign of like you're called for something big and something impactful. So I knew at some point I was gonna be a great. I just didn't know in what area. So I remember as I was growing up, I was so much into fashion. I started putting on suits as a very young boy. So my mom had to work so hard to get me suits because ilikuwa imefika mahali mom hakuwa ananifanyia shopping. And I'm a young kid.
In Kirinyaga?
Yeah.
Doing suits?
Doing suits.
Wow.
I'm telling you.
Wow.
I was going to church in suits. People were like, actually even people thought I was the son to the pastor.
Wow.
I was the PK at that time. But it's because of I had it in me. Yeah. But I normally say my taste in fashion and me being who I am is more of being, taking it from my father. My father was one of the greatest fashion designers in Murang'a.
Oh.
People would come from Mombasa, Nairobi to Murang'a just to be designed by him.
Oh.
My mom was telling me, because now I didn't get to interact with him much, he passed on when I was young. My mom would tell me that my dad could put on the suits that we are rocking right now were the suits that my dad would put on back then. Green, luminous, you're putting on a pink suit,
yes.
purple,
yes.
Those shouting colors.
Yeah.
And then he would craft them in his own way. He would never put on ties. What he used to put on was sling ties. I have never seen them up today. Hata yenye yake nilikuwa nimejiekea. Ilipotea.
Yes.
So for me, it is more of inherent, but then I had to take a bold move towards, embracing who I am. Because even when I was in high school, people would tell me, hey, and your walking style is very unique. And why can't you be a model? Why can't you? People would see what I could not see. I knew I was so much into fashion. I was in M-Pesa Foundation Academy.
Yes.
So every time I would get on my iPad, I would my Pinterest was about suits, casual styles, models that are known out there. You know how black male models can get to international level. I had a dream. Actually, when I was in M-Pesa Foundation Academy, I had applied to join Urban Chicago. It's an urban university in Chicago, whereby they deal more with aeronautics. But I knew when I got there, I want to shift to fashion.
Yes.
So nilikuwa nimechukuliwa, but things happen. But now, how I got to make the first move is very interesting, because when I joined KU the first year, I heard about Mr. KU, Miss KU. I didn't know such things exist. So now I was like, this is interesting. So I went and watched the first edition for myself in KU. Then I saw people doing crazy things. I was like, this is not what I thought. This is not what I thought modeling is. Oh my goodness. People are doing stuff, you know, the dance at that time, and then the confidence and all that. I actually remember, I'll mention him. His name is Des. Right now he runs a design. He's one of the greatest designers that are designing models right now. He runs Royal Designs at KO. I could see him back then. He was a model, so I could see him do crazy stuff, and I'm like, I want to be like that guy, you know? Yeah. Not just like him. I want to do the things like he's doing on that runway. So during my second year is where I am in School of Economics, and as I said, I'm doing economics and finance, a degree in that. So the person, the student council of the School of Economics, the head, his name is Diongo. He was like, young man, we are having a competition in modeling in the School of Economics. Why can't you join us? How can't you do it? I was like, no, me, let me just put on suits. Let me kill my suits. Let me kill my, because I do dress. It's a style. So let me just be me. I'm doing it for me, for my own satisfaction.
Look. They call it look.
Wacha nipige hiyo look. Ni kama ilinikosea, you understand? But now, he was seeing something I was not seeing. Yeah. And he was like, look at even how you walk. You know, there's putting on an outfit, and there's how you walk.
Carry it, yes.
It fits you, you know? So I was like, no. So what happened in 2023, now that was when I got to that year, the same Biongo, now there's now someone else who was in the seat, but the same Biongo was part of the big umbrella. Yes. So he enrolled me together with some other guys. I don't remember all of them. And then, so now nikajipata kwa group ya models, and I'm like, why am I in this group? I did not enroll. And now they're like, we are doing training, so you just come and train. So I decided, why not give it a shot? And then one of my friends was doing it so well. He was the former Mr. KU. His name is Thomas. So I decided to approach him, and now he gave me another perspective around it. So I was like, okay, let me do the School of Economics. So I trained for 2 days. And then the third day was the day for the event. So basically, nikaenda. And then the same day, we were having men in suits in KU. Those were the big now, the misters.
Yes.
And that's why we find people like Justo Low, they were there. We had people like Larry from MKU, people from multimedia, you know, all these great models that we are out here, male to be precise. So I was like, now this one is a confirmation for me to get into this, because I fit in so easily with them back then, and it's just my beginning. So that I remember now, I went that the same day of the event is when they were having. So that evening, I went and did what I did. Luckily, during my dinner wear, Olo and some few other models came from men in suits. They were like, you told us about this, we have come to support you. So during this dinner category, we are going to show you how kings go for dinner. Those people choreographed something. No, don't forget, I am a beginner. I don't know this. They choreographed something. I was like, oh my goodness. So that's how I won that, my first.
Great. So your friends have pushed you, your friends have come to give you moral support.
Yes.
They're like, yes. I want to be part
all
of
along.
it. Yes.
All along. Yes.
So there are two things you've spoken about in the introduction, which are key. One is Safaricom Foundation.
Yes.
Two is KU.
Yes.
Now, I want to start with Safaricom Foundation. There's something Safaricom has been doing with talents.
Yes.
I don't know why it's not gotten into fashion. I saw, and I was proud when I was watching Kenya in the 7th series
Kenya
last
Sevens,
week.
yes.
I could see M-Pesa on their T-shirts.
Yes.
Good. So tell us about the foundation. How did you get yourself? Because it's not just for anyone.
Yeah. M-Pesa, first of all, Safaricom, I'd say Safaricom is one of the biggest philanthropic umbrella in Kenya, because M-Pesa Foundation is aside from Safaricom. Now, M-Pesa Foundation birthed M-Pesa Foundation Academy. They saw that the best way they can do what they were trying to do is, getting people into a school, then, nurturing them in different ways. And we had one slogan: thinkers, doers, and leaders. If you can think, you can do. If you can do,
You can be leader.
lead. Now, that's what they were training us to be. Now, we were being selected from all the 47 counties in Kenya. That's how diverse
Tough it was, yes.
and how diverse. Now, it is a whole process, because you have to apply, first of all. When you apply, you are shortlisted. When you are shortlisted, you have to go for an interview, a physical one. If you pass the interview, then they come for the home visit. When they come to your home, now that's when they decide, are you worthy of our help? Because it's a foundation. I'm telling you, the only thing I remember going with to that school was my home clothes, and which my mom went back with. In short, they cater for everything, including your pocket money. Tell me which school does that.
Wow.
Yes.
The reason I was asking that, most people out there think models are just people who have nothing to do.
Yeah.
You just see them dressing. Number two, they have no intellect or education background.
Yes.
So that you've gone through the 47 counties, you've topped your county to be able to be given an opportunity at Safaricom.
Actually, remember,
Yes.
there's something that people don't know. For me to join M-Pesa Foundation Academy, I was number 3 in my KCP
Yes.
in the county that I was in. That is in Embu County. I was in a boarding school then.
Wow.
I have gone to the State House. I have interacted with the WHOs.
Yes.
Even going into M-Pesa Foundation Academy, you don't just go. You have to also fight for a position, because these are people, you think you're the only one until you meet people like you.
Yes.
Sometimes people thrive so much somewhere where there is mediocrity.
Yes.
But now when you get to where
Real people.
I will never forget something a soldier told me at the gate during my admission. Aliangalia my marks, and then he's like, if you think 415 marks is heavy, there's someone with 430. You understand? That thing challenged me, because now I understood who are we
Dealing with, yes.
And let me tell you, I think M-Pesa Foundation Academy, if there's something they gave me, is how to be social with everyone. Because if it's religion, we have everyone. We had Akorino, we had Muslims, we had every kind of people. We also had people who are able differently in the same school.
Great. So, what is it? Because pageant is about leadership.
Yes.
Pageant is about giving back. Why is it that Safaricom has not seen the interest in pageantry? What is lacking that we're not able to convince Safaricom to come and assist? Because pageantry, I keep telling people who do not understand pageantry, pageantry can only be compared with football.
Yes.
The opening and closing of the Olympics World Cup in the level internationally. In Kenya, we've not grasped that importance of pageantry. You played in a big part, because Safaricom is one of the biggest companies in the world.
Yes.
Number two, you've been in an international pageant where things are done with real time, with professionalism.
A lot. And seriousness.
And seriousness.
Yes.
So for me, my question to you, what do you see that would either change the mind of Safaricom to come and be able to invest in pageant in this country or fashion? Number two is, my other question was, you in KU, not just studying education, you're doing economics.
Yes.
It's not just for anybody. And you're still a king, a fashionista, one of the most recognized kings in this continent and the world. Some people cannot manage both. They either decides they want to do away with one and probably become a fashion designer and drop out of school. So I want you to answer those two questions. One is, why are we not attracting the big boys in corporate? Number two, people should not think kings and queens or models are just dunderheads.
They're not intellects.
Yes.
Now, I'll answer in my best knowledge.
Yes.
And the first one is, let's discuss Safaricom. First of all, I normally ask my friends, why do you think, some of my model friends, why do you think Safaricom, up to date, still advertise? Why? Why do you think they still advertise? That's one question, and I will answer. Now, Safaricom itself is already a very big brand, renowned worldwide. It's known worldwide, right?
Yeah.
But up to date, most of the billboards that we will see, it is Safaricom.
Yes.
M-Pesa, Cheza Dimba, all those. Now, it means there's something they are still pushing.
Yes, yes.
For them, as much as they are big. Now, you as beauty pageants, queens and kings, what are you, or what do you have that is in line with what they are pursuing? Because for a brand to approach you as a person, you must have something in line with what they are aiming to achieve.
Exactly.
Because I'll tell you something. I heard Calligraph Jones talk in a podcast. He said that alipigiwa simu by Safaricom to go and perform in an event. Then he was working with Coke Studio. But then the next time they were calling him, they had doubled what they were paying him then. Why? Because this guy, this is the one that has that which we are looking for. They could have chosen to use the same one, the one they had, and called another artist in the second round. Yes. But they doubled because
this is what
the value
want.
We are seeing in
Yes.
Calligraph is what we want for whatever we are doing. First of all, beauty pageants and franchises, they have not, I would say it outright because it's a safe space, and it's for the greater good. We have not seen the value ourselves before we can push it
out
to those targets that need to see the value. Now, if a franchise owner cannot see the value in the title holders, how can they convince Safaricom to see the same value that they are looking for? You understand?
I get you. So
the main problem we have, leave alone models, because everybody has a role to play, I'll say it's the franchise. Because you own a franchise yourself. I've seen you push for jobs for the title holders. I saw you guys do a shoot for Phoenix Casino. Phoenix Casino is a very big brand in Kenya. It's one of the biggest casinos. I'm sure they were paid well. That's you're doing. How many people are doing the same thing as you are doing? Like, you have been in the industry for the longest time. You have impacted people. For people to give you the honor of calling you Baba, Daddy, Baba, Father, those are titles that you earn. Nobody can call you Baba until you have proven to them, because kids are kids, children are children, people are people. So
True. Bottom line is,
as a franchise owner, what is the value that you have built even for your own franchise? Leave alone the models. If you have value, if your value sits at, let's say, 1.2 million, and a model that comes is deteriorating, or rather retrogressing your value, then what do? You even have the guts to put them aside.
Yes.
But what are we doing? Now, if Kenya Sevens are going international and they are putting on the M-Pesa, it's not just Kenya Sevens. M-Pesa is being seen.
Yes,
That's why even football matches like Manchester United, team viewer. They are willing to pay billions of money
For the brand,
because
yes.
this is the ad. Do you know what it takes for someone to see Ronaldo or rather Bruno Fernandes with team viewer? People, that means whether Bruno Fernandes likes it or not, at advertised team viewer. You understand? Why? Because Manchester United has proven
The worth, yes.
yes, it's the Manchester United.
It's nice having people who have studied economics to just try and explain. I cannot explain better than you.
Yes.
You're doing it. So one of the things that I know, there's a misperception that the models just want to walk and get crowns. I think once we understand the importance of the brand and say this can change the world, what Eric Morley, the founder of Miss World, saw in 1951 to bring the world together after the 2 world wars, to make sure the world comes together in peace, unity, and just give back to society, then they will see the value. Most of us don't see the value of the pageant or the winners because we want to be the people seen. For example, I see franchise owners, when they go for meetings, instead of giving the king or the queen to talk, they want to be the front, the picture.
That's the point.
So it kills because we don't give you the moment to shine because it's your time. I give guys example. For example, let's say we've been talking about M-Pesa. M-Pesa has different categories, and you would see like 10 managers.
Yes.
Managers for foundation, manager for M-Pesa, manager for trade and stuff like that. So everybody is given a target to be able to run, and they're given the money to be able to make sure their department is number one. And at the end of the year, they are rated and valued. Now, our brand is the queen or the king. If the king does not perform extremely well, that means we failed. You failed. It's not the queen. Most of the time we think the queen has failed. It's the franchise owner who has failed because your presence is not felt. So I think we've not invested in a brand. You have to invest in a brand. You've given a very good example. Every day you'll find a company like East African Breweries, EABL. They're the biggest taxpayers, but every other time you'll hear Safaricom or EABL advertising somewhere. People think
billboards.
Yes, I'm a queen, so people will know me. I'll just go and sleep at home and people will know Miss World, Miss Universe, Mr. Heritage. Your presence must be always be felt.
Yes.
So I think one of the things is we need to now start marketing and people understand the value of pageantry. In 2019, just before COVID, I went to State House to meet the Excellency President Uhuru Kenyatta with the Miss University and Miss Universe Stacy. Were there, Uhuru was so excited. I was like, oh, hi, Miss Universe, hi, Miss University, hi, Like. And it's like, you guys go and represent our country, do it to your best. Whether you win or not, when you come back, come and see me and we'll see how to develop this. And not so many people understand how well or how important pageantry is, how big out there people respect. So unless we keep pushing, I was at State House 2 years ago and faced the current president, Ruto, and told him, boss, forget about Mama Mboga and Mutua Bike. Pageantry, if you sell it well, my brother, 2027, you'll not have a problem. Every year we have more than 20, both male and female, going to represent Kenya. And it's not Peter, it's not Lick, it's not Wanjiro. Usually it's Brand Kenya. So Brand Kenya goes and misbehaves there. It's Kenya that, it's not the person. It's the people themselves. So we're losing a lot in terms of branding Kenya. I see sometimes we're using KCC to market Kenya. How can you use KCC? The country, there's New York, there's Tokyo where there are buildings. So if we use our people to be able to market, then we'll get back there. So I think as kings and queens, sometimes we fight so hard to make sure we are recognized.
We are felt.
But again, how? We need to find a way of working together with the franchise owners to be able to achieve whatever we want. But I've realized some franchise owners do not understand. In fact, 90% of franchise owners in this country,
Make it 95.
okay, as you said, 95 do not understand pageantry.
Yes.
They go into it for business.
For business.
But again, somebody who understands business, you must invest in your business to be able to achieve. That's why Safaricom and the other big companies invest. This question I've always asked the male contestant, what is happening to our kings? The last two kings of Mr. World have either dropped out of the pageant because nobody has a clue. Now, when I was still thinking about why is this happening, as a person who's been in pageantry for long, I see you a letter, some midnight, and everybody's talking about it. Peter has been fired. Demoted.
No longer the crown holder.
Crown holder. So I wonder, what is this that could not have been discussed to be able to salvage this good thing? This guy has just won an international pageant. What is the problem with the male models?
Well, that's a very tricky question, but I will answer it with utmost humility and honesty. Yeah? Why do male models do what they do? As you've said, it's crazy. Yeah? Because people see it as prestigious. But once you set foot into the real thing, what people don't see behind the scenes, you get to experience it firsthand. Right? Now, I will not speak for Mr. World Kenya 2018 Frank, neither will I speak for my good friend Ted D, but I speak for myself. Everyone who is in Kenya and is so much into the pageant understand that I was demoted as the Mr. Heritage International Kenya. Now, why would you demote someone who has been crowned even on a higher level locally and expect it to just seem normal? That's why so many, because you are in these WhatsApp groups, you saw how many people were pushing me to speak up, because they were like, something fishy is happening, of which it's true. You can't tell me, why would you post such a thing on a Saturday? That's not a working day. On a Saturday, 10 p.m. You did not inform us prior. We as the
for three people,
Mr. Miss, Mrs. Hata hatuwezi kuwa wabaya hivyo, you understand? But it's because of the things we see, Liki. It's just like marriages. There's a marriage when the couple goes out, it's so perfect. But when they get in the house, it's chaotic. There's what the people see. There's what the in-house gets to see. Now, for example, if I am going somewhere with my national director and we are having differences, I will not show you. You people will not see. But now when we get into the car or we get where we meet, that's where the fight is. That's where the contest is. People are contending. This one wants this one wants this, but this one wants it bigger. You know, it's just like in business. In business, every party has to benefit.
Yeah, true.
Hata kama ni broker. You understand?
Yes.
So I don't understand why franchise owners in Kenya, to us, we are just business. You just bring in the money. You have no value. Tell me, why is it that we were having a discussion with you aside, you are telling me, it does not make sense to you that someone who was driving or who was a queen 15 years ago.
20? This is 2002.
That was
23
that's
years.
23 years.
Yes.
And you can no longer see them now. What does that say? Like, to us, we are business. For us, we are business to these people. Once your reign is over, you know what? You go your way. But if at all there was like, how do I say, a system that would, certify, man, the problem starts with the head. For the body to rot, the head must come first. That's where the problem is. And I will say it outright. That's where the problem is. We just take the bold move. Because why should I stay somewhere that I'll get depressed? For what? The crown. Because, okay, actually in Kenya, sorry to say this, in Kenya, what do we have to show for apart from the crowns? Beba sashe yako, that's it. How you get there, it's none of their business.
And I think there's so much desperation in the modeling industry
Yes.
where if somebody leaves today, somebody else, in fact, they're waiting to take over the post. So, like you said, the businessman want to take advantage because they see in business who's bringing me
The
value.
demand is so high.
The demand is so high.
Yes.
So I think also like you said with pride, I stepped down as a local king,
Yes.
but internationally I'm still there.
Yes.
Very few people will do that.
Yes.
So again, apart from just giving up with our franchise owners, I think also the industry must be able to educate the models. This is your value. This is your worth.
value. Yes.
I was just telling you in my pageant, you have to sign a 16-pager contract. So we understand each other, and I know most of the pageants, there's no signing of contract. And if the contract is there, I've spoken to a lot of these big pageants, it's a one-sided. Where
Ask me,
your
ask
work
me, I'll
is.
tell you. Ask me. Leave alone those who are telling you. Ask me, I will let you.
Yeah, so we are here.
Yes.
Did you ever sign a contract?
We
for
signed
you
a
to-
contract.
Yes.
And let me tell you, and I'll be honest, and I'll say it even before the camera, and unapologetically. I signed that contract because I knew I would go and win internationally. And that I was so sure. One thing, I'm very spiritual. I had a vision. I actually had that trance of me being crowned internationally. So I knew if these contracts is all I have to sign to get to that point, then why not? But I'll tell you for a fact, these contracts are one-sided. I'm telling you, it's business for these guys. They make sure that they have you in their
Balls.
in their palms.
Yes.
You know, like it's them giving you. You have nothing to offer to them. You understand? And that's why actually what you're saying is so true. Models are so desperate out here. You see, even in this chaos, yeah,
Yes.
you know, there will still be models for the auditions.
Exactly.
Actually, they flock.
Yes, yes.
It's
yes.
like nothing happened. But that's why we are giving these people power to continue doing
whatever they
doing.
want to do.
Let me tell you, if let's say, let me use your franchise. If you had chaos in Babe, and then you called for an audition on the next rain, and people did not show up, would the next Mr. and Miss, the next Miss Babe happen?
No.
If people didn't come for the audition. So what will you do? You have to call it off.
Yes, yes.
Now, what in Kenya, what do people do? Even
People
amidst chaos, they will come. They actually flock.
Yes,
so what
yes.
are they doing? They are giving these people power, and even pat on the back to continue doing what they are doing.
Yeah, so I think something is happening.
Something is happening.
When two kings step down, and one is demoted and think, okay, I know you've demoted me, but I still have that power. So it gives us more power that next year, if people come without value, then why are you sitting where you're not needed?
Actually,
Yes.
the pod that goes that runs every Tuesday, run by Jim and Abala,
Yes, yes,
who
yes.
are two
Yes.
who are title holders in Mr. World.
Yes.
They hosted Frank, who was Mr. World 2018.
Yes.
And Frank, oh my goodness, Frank spoke out for once.
Yes, for the boy child.
For the boy child. He spoke out, he said things, he had receipts. But funny enough, this male model will still go out there.
I didn't watch it. I need to watch it.
You better.
Like I said, 25 years ago, we gave cars to the winners. 25 years later, people are complaining they're not giving even the small prizes. I think one of the most important things is, as a student of economy, we've lost that push and value as a country to push. And I think because the thing is just liberal, anybody can do it. We need to get away where serious models, serious organizers can sit down and say, we want to bring Miss World's crown to Kenya or to Africa.
Yeah, allow me to. This is something I've always wanted to say.
Yes.
You know why Kenyans, even with the talents we have, because people out here, honestly speaking, Kenyan models are something. Yes, they are weapons to reckon with, because I'm telling you, we are dangerous and we are a threat. But where do you, as much as this is business to everyone, even in the international, where do you think they would give you the crown if they can see even the one you have locally, it doesn't have impact? What do you think they would give you, even if you deserve it?
Yes, so as I was just in the last, I think, episode 5, was talking to my guest, I was like, pageantry is a business internationally.
Yes.
So, for example, Miss World, Africa's only won once, and that was in 2001 when Agbani Derego from Nigeria won. And I'm proud I was in that crowd, and we had 21 Kenyans in that event. Now, what actually happens is, how would an African country be given when you only have 12 out of 55? It doesn't bring value to the pageant. Asia has come, Filipinos. There are like 500 of them. Filipinos are dying every other time they want the event to happen in their country. They give value to the pageant, one. Number two, they feel part of, if it's Miss World, they feel Filipino is part of us. Now, for example, Miss Kenya just goes and she's all alone. No support, nothing. No franchise holder because they cannot afford to go for the event. So if I give this title to Kenya, this girl is all alone here. Kenyans don't care.
Yes.
So one of the things, and the reason why I gave 21 guys went for that event in 2001 in Sun City, is because the mayor of Nairobi, who is equivalent to the governor, understood the value of pageantry. He gave 10 tickets to Miss World that year because the father to the Miss World that year was a councillor who is now equivalent to MCA.
Oh, okay.
Ticket, your daughter has won, the pride of the county, which is the municipal that time, 10. Chris Gruby understood the importance of branding. Talked to Malawi that gave us another 10 tickets. So we had 20. It has never happened in this country.
Never.
If we had that support, that 20 guys are going, when you are there, you won without a crowd. So imagine if the crowd was there. So apart from even blaming the franchise holders, we need to, franchise holder to educate the government. We need to be able to talk to legislators to understand that this is like any other game, like football, where they are funded to go for international games.
I think we as Kenyans, we only have one problem. We are only focused on one source. Do you know how many private companies with money that we can approach and they would support us even extra steps than the government would do? The government can do only as much as they can. Now, if at all there are hospitals that are not running, who is being called? Government. Kenya Sevens need to go. Who is being called? Government. We have Malkia Superstars. They want to go. Who is being called?
Government.
Mr. World Kenya wants to go. Who is being called? Mr. Heritage International. The same. Now, the government can do only as much as they can. But we have people out here with the money. What we need to do, and this is what I'm telling you, we have to show them value. M-Pesa, if M-Pesa can draw 18th birthday for M-Pesa in Uhuru Park, invite all those artists to come and perform. That's giving money. They're celebrating them. That's money that can, hosting such events, who are supposed to be hosting? Even all the beauty queens and kings. But what have we done?
Yeah, I think this conversation can go on and on, but it has started, and we need to move with the conversation. Yes. Government cannot do everything, but government can initiate. For example, just Ministry of Tourism saying, once you win, you'll become our brand ambassador. Any corporate company will follow because they see there is already due diligence. So I think the people who've been affected understand the pain.
Yes.
The Franks, the Teddy, the Youths, we sit down and say, Terry Mungai or Vera or wherever does this pageant, let's sit on the table and see. We've gone international, we've come, these were the mistakes.
Yes.
Some people don't like being given told the mistakes.
And actually, leave alone that. Yeah? Personally, there are things I saw being done so different. You understand? I have knowledge that even my national director does not have, because I have been there
Deep
firsthand.
Yes.
So why not sit me down, ask me, what did you notice? What can we do better to be better?
So the problem with Kenyans, nobody wants to be told they are wrong.
Yes.
Number two is because you're my kid, you're not going to correct me.
Yes.
That's one of major problems. I sit with my contestants. I sit with my models and tell them, as a father, let's talk, let's discuss to understand. That's what is missing in the industry, but can be done. So I think I would have loved you to sit in this conversation and let's sit. As one of the leadership in the industry that has won international, I would like one day when you say, Licky, let's just have tea. And in that tea, you invited 6 other people who feel aggrieved. Where do we go? Licky, you've been in this industry for too long. The reason why I started this podcast is to be able, when I leave this world, at least I've changed. My belief is changing one person.
One person.
So if Peter can use Licky with 6 other people to change, instead of complaining, then he would have achieved something. A Nigerian man will walk and you see the confidence. The first time I met you was at Miss Nairobi.
Even before I was crowned.
Before your crown.
Yes.
And I could see a winner. You know the way that confidence you walk in. It shows leadership.
Yes.
In everything we do in this world, is how much do I believe in myself? Like when I was talking to you, I said, I've spent so much because I know where I'm going.
Yes.
I was in this podcast like 3-4 weeks ago, and some of my friends are like, boss, you've just made it to the quarterfinals for Champions League. Madrid is going to whip you guys. I was like, okay, good enough. They are too shocked that Madrid were whipped 3-0.
And yesterday they
and
were.
there's 2-1.
Yes.
Nobody believes that can happen.
Nobody.
But these young boys knew this is going to happen.
Yes.
And it's the same thing with pageantry.
Yes.
I know today I'll do my rehearsal and make it. You spend a lot of money to get that look. Ronaldo, who is one of the best players, practiced 60% of his time.
Yes.
You would have said, I don't want to do anything. Me, I'm the best.
And leave alone that.
Yes.
And this is something I feel like we need, the narrative needs to change. Like, do you know how much we have to work? It's worrying. We have to work extra hard.
Exactly.
Because how do you meet me and you ask me, Warren, what else do you do apart from modeling? why don't you think modeling can sustain
Can do a
me?
career, yes.
You understand? Even Ronaldo himself, he has made a lot of money.
Yes.
But he's still in the game. He can choose to, I want to retire.
And sleep.
But why is he doing football? It's beyond the money.
Exactly.
Neymar was ready to forego his part of his salary to go where he loves to play for that team in Brazil.
Yes.
It's not always about the money.
Yes, yes.
Licky, I have not been paid. I have not. Like this title I have.
Yes.
I have not been paid. You know?
Yes.
But there's much I can do even with this.
With the title, yes.
You understand?
True.
Because this is what I love.
Exactly.
But now, I want it to get to a point where people can consider this as a job, man.
Yes.
As you're saying, if this can get me a car, why not?
Exactly.
That's why it's so hard for us to convince even parents to allow their children
To contest, yes.
to contest, leave alone contest, even do fashion and design.
Yes, yes. True.
I'm telling you, for me to join KU to do fashion,
Yes.
to do economics, it was a fight between my mom and I because I wanted to do fashion and design.
Yes, yes.
And she was like, that's something you can do part-time. I want you to do something that is tangible.
Value.
Why don't you see like fashion and design is tangible?
Yes, yes.
Right now, she's my biggest
Fun.
fan. She's like, so like right now I was nominated as Model of the Year. That's even something people don't know. Amongst tops in other countries, I'm the only Model of the Year.
Yes.
People don't know. I am not even getting the airtime.
Crazy.
You know, like it's so normal to people. But this is a competition that if if at all I was given the support I need,
Yes.
we can always get to that point.
There's somebody who's watching and wants to be you and gives them value.
Yes.
Yeah. So, like I said, we'd sit here the whole day. I love pageantry. I'll talk and talk and talk. So I want us to close for today. I'll call you back because there's a lot of insight that you're going to give. So I want you to face that camera and talk to parents, guidance,
Yes.
and just the models who want to get you to modeling that things. Modeling is just dress and go on.
Yes.
Just advise them wisely.
All right. Now, first of all, I want you people to understand there's what we call era. Era, like ERA, era. We have times and seasons. Your times are not our times. First of all, parents, you have to understand that. Even in the economy, I'm doing economics and finance. In the economy that we are in right now, it's called the orange economy. Creatives, we make more money and crazy money more than professionals, sorry. A doctor, we earn 60K, a content after a whole month, but then a content creator will be paid 180,000 Kenyan shillings by a brand to do one video and post it on their social media. 180 is 3 times of what the doctor is getting. So please allow your children to be who they are. Everyone is gifted in a different way. Mine is modeling. Your child's can be football. Support them. Whatever you have not achieved you as a parent, please do not work so hard to accomplish it in your own child. They have their own path. Let them carve it the way they know how. And you'll be proud of yourself as a parent. Yes.
Thank you so much. Yes. I wouldn't have said it better than you've done. We wait to see you back again in the studio.
Yes.
My fellow viewers, I hope you've learned so much tonight. Mr. Heritage International has just opened some eyes. If you're a good listener, you've listened. Keep watching. Sash Style is the only place that will tell you the truth, make you feel nothing, but we're here to educate you. So see you in episode 11. More and better people coming to this Sash Style podcast. Mr. Peter, thank you once again for coming.
Thank you for having me. This is so thoughtful, and yeah, let's impact, because this is what we love.
Asante sana.